Hey, I'm glad to see you. Today's lesson is called Feeling Stuck. We all deal with feelings of inadequacy and that we're not going anywhere in life. But the Bible gives us tangible ways to deal with this in a godly way. We have this and more today. Hope you're ready. First up, we have our game, Disney Villains. We'll post some emojis and you're going to have to guess the Disney villain based on them. Y'all, I looked at this before and it was super hard. Let's see how many you can get. Here we go. to move into a time of worship. Ask Him to cause your heart to burn within Him as we celebrate the gospel in song, learn and apply the gospel through the preached word, and see the gospel in baptism and communion. Hope you're ready. Let's go.
Come on, Journey Youth, let's worship Him together. Sing higher, higher than the mountains that I face, stronger than the power of the grave, and constant in the trial and the change. One thing remains. One thing remains. Your love never fails and never gives up. It never runs out on me. Your love never fails and never gives up. It never runs out on me. Your love never fails and never gives up. It never runs out on me. Your love, yeah. On and on and on and on it goes. For it overwhelms, it satisfies my soul. Oh, and I never ever have to be afraid. 'Cause one thing remains. Sing your love never fails and never gives up. It never runs out on me. Your love never fails and never gives up. It never runs out on me. Oh, your love never fails and never gives up. It never runs out on me. Your love. Sing on and on and on and on and on and on it goes. For it overwhelms and satisfies my soul. Oh, and I never ever have to be afraid. 'Cause this one thing remains. Sing your love never fails and never gives up. It never runs out on me. Your love never fails and never gives up. It never runs out on me. Oh, your love never fails and never gives up. It never runs out on me. Your love. In death and life, and in death, in life, I'm confident and covered by the power of your great love. My debt is paid, my debt is paid. There's nothing that can separate my heart from your great love. Sing in death, and in death, and in life, I'm confident, covered by the power of your great love. Oh, my debt is paid, and there's nothing that can separate my heart from your great love. 'Cause your love never fails and never gives up. It never runs out on me. Your love never fails and never gives up. It never runs out on me. Your love never fails and never gives up. It never runs out on me. Your love. And in death, in life, I'm confident and covered by the power of your great love. And my debt is paid. There's nothing that can separate my heart from your great love. One more time, your love never fails. fails, never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love, oh, your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love, hallelujah. To peace, the storm surrounding me, let it break at your name. Still, call the sea to still, the rage in me to still every wave at your name. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, you silence fear. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, sing, breathe, breathe, call these bones to live, call these bones to sing once again. I will praise Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, you silence fear. Oh, Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, sing that again, sing Jesus, 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 you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, you silence fear. Oh, Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, your name is a light that the shadows can't deny. Your name cannot be overcome. Your name is alive, forever lifted high. Your name cannot be overcome. Sing your name. Your name is a light that the shadows can't deny. Your name cannot be overcome. Your name is alive, forever lifted high. Oh, your name cannot be overcome. Sing Jesus, 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 you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, you silence fear. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, 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 you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, you silence fear. Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus. shadows can't deny. Your name cannot be overcome. It can't. Your name is alive, forever lifted high. Your name cannot be overcome. One more time. Oh, your name is the light that the shadows can't deny. Is alive, forever lifted high. Your name cannot be overcome. Journey, you sing Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. You make the darkness tremble, Jesus, Jesus. You silence fear, Jesus, Jesus. You make the darkness tremble, Jesus, Jesus. Oh. You make the darkness tremble.
Before I was born, my father kicked my mother, trying to make her have a miscarriage. I was in a car accident and it flipped our car, and I landed in the only patch of grass around the turnpike. My mother was killed, and my grandmother told the ambulance and the news God had saved me for a reason. So my grandmother took me and my sister in. From a young age, she's always had us in church. When I was about 12, I went to a church conference. I saw people getting saved, and I wanted that in my life. I remember a pastor that was speaking at the conference and said that God is waiting on you to accept him. And that night I accepted him in my heart. I had moved to a new school, and there would be people sitting with me at the table, and they would kind of look at me funny after I would get through praying before each of one of my meals. Some of them would respect it and others would laugh at me. So at that point I did get kind of ashamed of it. I started playing football for their team, and I was a starting running back, and I was scoring a lot of touchdowns, and people were talking about me, and I started getting cocky. I remember my aunt telling me, remember to thank God for everything he gives you because you couldn't do it without him. And I got mad, and I said, I don't need God, I could do this on my own. And I remember the next game after that, I scored a touchdown, I fell into the end zone, and this guy speared me right in my tailbone, and I wasn't able to walk around, and I ended up not being able to play for 2 games. In that, it humbled me and showed me that I needed God and that I couldn't do it on my own like I thought I could. I was the captain of my football team, and I was looked up to by a lot of the players on the team, but I noticed that some of the guys weren't humble and everything. And I felt like through experiences that I've had that we should thank God for everything that we've done. I went to the coach and I asked him, will we be able to pray? And he felt like that was okay. I prayed before every game for the entire team. There were some kids that would, laugh and snicker while we were praying. And I said, even if you don't believe, and could you at least respect? People call me Preach, some of them call me Anthony, but when people hear the name Preach, a lot of them ask me, why is your name Preach, and where'd you get the nickname from? And it just gives me an opportunity to tell them what I've been through and what God has helped me become. I shared my faith with one kid who I talked out of suicide. I know now that he goes to a youth group every weekend. And one of the coaches heard that I was a Christian. He asked me could I speak to some of the guys. I remember my grandmother saying that I was going to be able to talk to people and tell people about my faith in God. It was just a realization that God was giving me the opportunity right then, and so I needed to take advantage of it because he's putting people in my path for a reason. After I got through speaking, a lot of the kids came up to me and thanked me. One kid even started asking me questions about the Lord, and I didn't really know at the time how to help him that way, so I had to send him to one of the pastors at the youth Christian football camp, and he helped him, and that kid accepted the Lord into his heart that day.
Hey, how's it going? It's Chris. Hope you're doing super well. Now let me ask you a question. Do you ever feel stagnant? Like you're trying to accelerate, right? But your car is going nowhere? I know I do. And today, I'm going to give you 3 truths the Bible tells us for when we feel stuck. Now, at times, we all feel stuck, right? And we wonder, am I making a difference? Am I serving a purpose? Am I changing lives? Impacting the world? Is my life adding up to anything meaningful? Like a car spinning its wheels, right? We feel the same. Round and round we go, going nowhere, pushing and pushing with all our might, but we stay stuck, pressing and pressing our gas pedal, but our wheels digging deeper, right? It's aggravating, it's frustrating, in fact, it's demoralizing. It is. Now, it doesn't matter if we steer in the right direction, right? Because we aren't going anywhere, nowhere. So we look up to God and ask, why? We feel like giving up, right? Now, I sludged around in the mud for so long. I've spent precious time and energy doing things that never satisfied me. And, it wasn't uncommon for me to feel purposelessness, passionless, and disappointed in myself. And I believed and still believe that this is not how God intended for us to live. God desires us to be authentic, patient, and enduring. Yet, so many days I can return to this place of stuck, right? Now, I may want bigger progress, more lives change. I may want to be better spiritually, or to be a better friend, or to have my circumstances improve. I may just want to feel closer to God. Often, very, very often, I just feel stuck. But God is faithfully teaching me that many times He is diligently at work to get me unstuck from life's, muck, right? And even more, we tend to best receive the Lord's sermons when we are stuck in muck. And it is here that we can't move, where we have to wait, where we must be still and be patient and hear the Lord in profound ways, right? And the Lord has 3 critical lessons that He wants us to grab a hold of instead of our life's steering wheel, right? 1, God has us just where He wants us to be. He knows where we are. He sees us. He's not forgotten about us. Trust me. This place of frustration is a place of transformation. It is a place where we must stop and wait on Him. It's where we can find His love, His direction, and His guidance. Now, it's in these places of wait where God's work really gets started, right? This muddy ground is His best working ground. It's where He molds us into, growing and getting that patience, that endurance, and that perseverance. See Romans 5:3-4. Not only so, but we also rejoice in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance, character, and character, hope. 2, He's preparing, reforming, and transforming us to do His work. So fear not. Even though we feel stuck, it doesn't mean that our lives have gone amok, right? Because it's here that we can choose to trust, grow, and sow. As we sow faith, we let go of fear. And as we let go of fear, sometimes the fear of mediocrity, right? True purpose surfaces. It surfaces. And it's here that we find our true calling. And the bottom line of the true calling is pleasing and serving the Lord. Now, when we let go of fear and indifference, we start making a real difference. We understand that He is at work in us instead of us really demanding to have Him work through us, right? We spin our wheels less and He produces more and more fruit that we can go share with others, right? In this, we find rest, encouragement, and renewed passion. John 15:4 says, "Remain in me, as I also remain in you. No branch can bear fruit by itself. It must remain in the vine. Neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in me." 3. God put a calling in our hearts. Listen and follow. God made us with a purpose and for a purpose. Perhaps we are still in the training stages, right? An Olympian cannot just walk out on the track and get the gold. Likewise, there are hard training days that accompany our work for the Lord. We have to put the hard work in. Work that is endless, right? Tiring and ongoing. God is sovereign. He decides the proper time to exalt us. We can wait on Him, even if that time of exaltation is at heaven's door. We can still trust in His plan. Now let's not miss the moment, because the most important calling for our lives is not the one that we dream of, right? But the one that He has already placed in front of us for this exact moment. Let's not miss it. We can't miss it. Let's call out to the Lord. Let's call out, because He will help us. His words will guide us in our way, navigating through, right? And when we stop focusing on our circumstances and start focusing on Him, things start to happen. In Psalm 32:8, God tells us, I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my loving eye on you. Now we can't give up our drive. This was placed in us by God, but we must keep our eyes on the one who provides the way. Then, in God's perfect timing, our wheels will stop spinning and start moving us to the destination that we never even dreamed of. I can guarantee you that. That being said, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
My favorite part of the lesson was where Chris talked about how we can't give up our drive. This was placed in us by God, but we must keep our eyes on the one who provides the way. Then, in God's perfect timing, our wheels will stop spinning and start moving us to destinations we never dreamed. If you have any questions or need support, you can email us at youth@discoverdestiny.org or text us at 817-587-4408. See you next time!